Hello everyone and welcome back to our commentary on the Jurassic World Park series. Although the world is kind of appropriate since we're doing the 5th installment of the Jurassic Park series and easily one of the most controversial, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, released in 2018.
Yes.
This time, not directed by Colin Trevorrow, although he co-wrote the script along with Derek Connolly.
What happened?
And
Did he have falling out with the team here too?
Nah, he apparently didn't want to direct any. He apparently didn't want to direct the next one after World because either that or maybe he was too busy filming his epic magnum opus, The Book of Henry.
So how responsible is he for this movie?
He co-wrote it.
I see.
Instead, in the director's chair is Spanish director J.A. Bayona.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got the cast from the previous movie involved too. It's got Chris Pratt, it's got Bryce Dallas Howard, and it's got B.D. Wong reprising his role from the previous film and the first movie. Although Jeff Goldblum's in this film as well.
Oh. Amazing, isn't it?
Don't expect to see too much of him though.
Okay, so as you'll recall, we've had quite a journey with the Jurassic Park series. All 5 of us commentated on and really enjoyed the first Jurassic Park, which was a pretty stellar movie for its time. Then there was Jurassic Park 2, which wasn't as fun a time. And then there was Jurassic Park 3, which, well, I might just speak for myself, but I blatantly hated. What a shock, replacing the main star of the franchise, the T-Rex with the Spinosaurus, with, mind you, incorrect research at the time, wasn't the best option that they made. So, thankfully, they made things up with Jurassic World, which me, Shiroi, and Dwibs commentated on, and we all unanimously enjoyed. It had a pretty stellar climax here, even bringing back the T-Rex from the original film, Rexy.
Okay, to sum up the critical consensus real quick, on Rotten Tomatoes it's got a 47% rating, which is even lower than Jurassic Park 3. And while the reviews as for a bit more into the critical reception itself, it got praise for the performances of the cast, the direction from Bayona, the visuals, and some surprisingly dark moments. But the script was criticized.
I see. Question, what about the fan reception? Or, the audience scores?
Audience, it got 48%, so not that much higher than the critics.
That's literally 1% higher, so
yeah.
For once it's not a case of critical dissonance, at least by Rotten Tomatoes. Interesting.
Yeah, so we're in for a thrill ride, aren't we?
I'm just hoping that it's better than Jurassic Park 2 and 3, and I really, really do hope that they don't repeat mistakes of the past. So, well, without further ado, let's have a look. Start at the Universal Pictures logo. And if everyone's there, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, click.
Oh, and Jova, it's got your favorite thing.
What? Liar revealed, people dying off screen, or replacing the hero with a lamer replacement?
No. It's got a British guy playing an American character with his accent not being all that great.
Oh, great.
Why not just make them British, or say, hey, I'm British but with an American... No, actually, no, that wouldn't really make much sense either.
It's not like there wouldn't be any British actors living in America that they could have got.
All right, so basically, the premise of this movie is that it takes place a little while after Jurassic World, where basically the theme park's been abandoned, but the dinosaurs are still roaming around.
So, have they maybe thought to, try and get the situation recontained now that the Indominus is dead?
That I can't answer because it's been a while since I've seen this movie. I saw this film in cinemas, but I haven't seen it after that.
So we start this movie under the sea.
Yes. So yeah, it's as well because actually no, Fast and Furious didn't get a film in 2018. Never mind. Okay, so basically
Oh, I get it. Just like in the first Jurassic Park film, we start on a dark, stormy night on Isle Nubla.
yeah, yeah, but don't expect to see our Nublar too much though.
Huh. I'm totally not setting us up for a jump scare or, the revelation that I'm wrong.
Obviously.
Totally. Sure, right. In a monster movie, whenever we say everything down here is dead, everything down here obviously stays dead.
Absolutely. There's not
Reread it.
one thing amiss at all, is there?
Hey, the Indominus Rex.
It's dead.
Looks like the Mosasaurus really cleaned off the meat with that one.
Quite. Yeah, okay. It's fair to say going into this movie that Trevorrow didn't exactly have the most stellar reputation, at least creative, artistic wise, because the previous year he had the Book of Henry, which crashed and burned.
So would you say that he did himself any favors jumping ship off the Star Wars trilogy when he did?
Well, remember, Joe, that he's still credited for story in Rise of Skywalker.
It is vastly unclear how much of that, though, is his original vision, considering how much of damage control that movie performs.
Oh dear.
Now, why on earth would you want to try and reclaim DNA of the Indominus Rex?
Like, all the previous events of this universe, like, pretty much explain to you why messing with this stuff is a bad idea. Why are you doing it?
Well, hey, the first movie,
Oh, ZOMG! Turns out something was down there still.
Okay, well, if there's one thing I'm not going to hold against this movie, is the whole, the only reason the film progresses and happens in the first place is because people are stupid, because that was a thing in the first movie too.
And that's how a lot of plots actually progress. So.
Oh yeah, Jurassic Park.
The question is how well you do that plot, or how long you can rely on it without it being off-putting.
Oh snap! You're about to be Chow. Just stand there like an idiot so I can eat you. Thank you.
I mean, at least he tries to run away. And of course, he dropped his thing. The gate doesn't even shut properly. He says no a lot. Do you think you are Shia LaBeouf's cousin?
In hindsight, maybe wearing a bright yellow coat was not the best idea.
Yeah, especially.
I mean, to be fair, I don't think did he expect to be snuck up on like that.
No, he didn't. That's why I said hindsight.
To be fair, it is an island crawling with dinosaurs, so maybe expect some of the worst. Wow, he actually got away.
Yeah, come on, mate. You still got to get up, though.
Oh, sorry. Mine. I see the
He did his
Mosasaurus.
best.
I see the Mosasaurus continues her winning streak from the previous movie. Seriously,
coming up and yank and yeeting people.
hey,
Yes.
she seems to have a special knack for that. Be it the British nanny from the world or the Indominus herself, and now this.
But it doesn't matter, guys,
Mosasaurus.
because we've got the DNA.
Oh boy.
And hey, this has got a good score from Michael Giacchino, returning from the previous movie.
Oh yeah, yep. There's a title opener. Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. Okay, you know that was kind of a neat fake out. Oh, how ironic! The island that dinosaurs are on is about to face magma extinction. Aw, rights for dinosaurs.
Well, how many of them can actually kill humans?
Of course.
Yeah, so yeah, we got Ian Malcolm back from appearing for the first time since The Lost World. Yeah, that's how the series keeps going in the first place.
He's kind of right, but to be fair, with Jurassic World, that was literally just because of an evil government experiment masked as making a new dinosaur to attract newcomers for the park. If they hadn't have done that, things arguably would have gone just peachy fine. How nice.
Oh, and by the way, we aren't going to see him till near the end of the movie.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, basically, he's there to reiterate his spiel from the first movie. Like, he's like, we should bring back dinosaurs.
To not much effect, I'm going to assume.
Yeah, I mean, isn't this the kind of thing that Trevorrow was against in the previous movie? Because I think he said on Twitter and in interviews, it's like if we keep bringing the same cast back every movie, it's just going to turn into a farce and being in the same situation all the time. And yet, in the upcoming Jurassic World Dominion, he's bringing all the main cast back from the first movie.
Really? I mean, oh God. So
Okay, let's just say Colin Trevorrow is not very good at making his mind up.
sure, you've been quiet for a bit. What are your thoughts on the movie so far?
Oh, not much really.
I guess I'll give it this. So far, we've gotten some dinosaur action, and that's nice.
Like, nothing so far is inherently wrong here.
I'm guessing we won't be seeing the boys return from the previous movie.
Well, no, I mean, not everyone's not everyone's a Death Seeker in this series. Although I'll be honest, I saw the movie, and if no one had told me that it wasn't Trevorrow directing the movie, I'd have believed that Trevorrow was directing it because it doesn't feel that much different from the. Sorry, the directing doesn't feel that much different from the other from World. It's just in fact, when I saw J.A. Briona's name at the start, I was like, oh yeah, someone else directed the movie.
So basically, you're on your own.
Yeah, we can't do shit. It's privately owned.
Okay, so let's ask the big question. Guys, what's your stance on whether or not we should let these dinosaurs live or not? And let's ignore the fact that letting them live is what helps the franchise continue.
Well, I mean, who knows? I mean, the dinosaurs did end up killing a bunch of people in the theme park in the last movie, so who knows what they do running around Earth?
What about you, Shiroi?
Well, I mean, they could take them to somewhere a bit more secluded. I don't know. I don't know how exactly, but
I mean, there is that
Well,
other.
that's what the island in 2 and 3 was for.
I know, right? Are we? We're not gonna forget that exists, are we?
remember, I barely remember those two movies, so
Well, all
I'll rely on you two for those.
all you need to remember from 2 and 3 is that there's another island of dinosaurs.
I mean, I know 2 and 3 weren't especially popular, but I mean, you can't just ignore something just because it's not from a popular movie. You're just going to end up confusing everybody. It's the same problem Superman Returns had by ignoring 3 and 4.
Because it wasn't even the dinosaurs' fault, really. It's like they're not something you should make a theme park attraction with.
Oh, hey, a picture of him, and
It's the same thing with big cats, you know? It's like they have zoos for them and stuff, but it's like they're not an animal you should go near.
I guess my stance would be that maybe the dinosaurs could be sustained on that other island.
It just shouldn't be public access.
Yeah. I don't know why, but I'm getting incredibly big douche
Well, hey,
alarms from this guy.
they referenced Isla Nubla from 2 and 3, so there you go. That's something.
Because
So,
if I remember right, they've only been really attacking people who have, come within their, radius. So,
pretty
like,
much. And like
Okay, now one thing that people, especially people like Chris Pratt, were keen to stress was an improvement from the previous movie, is that the Jurassic World got a bit of complaints that there was too much of a reliance on the dinosaurs being CGI. In this movie, they stressed that there's going to be more practical effects at work and more animatronics of the dinosaurs.
That's nice.
oh, cool.
I feel like I've seen this actor before.
Okay, well, his name's Benjamin. Let me see who his actor is.
You see that doctor from Alone in the Dark? So, this guy's apparently some special partner of John's that we're only learning about in the 5th movie. Okay.
There's this thing about these kinds of sequels. There's always this super secret thing.
It's quite a retcon.
Also, no, it's not the same guy from Alone in the Dark. It's actor James Cromwell, who was in Star Trek: First Contact and Spider-Man 3.
Ah, that's where I've seen him from. Who was he in Spider-Man 3?
He was Gwen Stacy's father, I believe.
Oh, Captain Stacy.
Which is funny because Bryce Dallas Howard is also in this movie.
Wow. Okay, that exposition was a bit rushed, but alright. Oh, hey, Blue.
Oh, so that's how we're going to get Chris Pratt back into the fold.
I think maybe a bit of an issue with this movie might be bringing up the whole should dinosaurs live or die thing again. Like, we get it, it's technically a wrong thing, but Jurassic World was starting to show how maybe we could try and work with them being a thing, since obviously someone was always going to bring them back anyway. But now this feels like we're going back to that whole thing, and well, I feel like maybe if this movie focused on just being another fun romp with dinosaurs, we wouldn't have this issue.
In a minute, I'm still trying to concentrate on my work instead of people constantly giving me shit that I was the reason Infinity War went badly.
Well, you gotta admit,
not the movie itself, the actions in it.
You have to admit, punching Thanos was probably a wrong place, wrong time thing.
But he killed my girlfriend!
Yes, a girlfriend who was willing to give her life, but I digress. So please tell me this movie doesn't do the whole, hey, we were gonna get back together, but we broke up in between movies between these two, does it?
Again, I don't know. I don't remember exactly everything that happened in this film.
Oh, yep, they're doing it the whole we broke up in between movies thing. So, let me guess, by the end of the movie, they'll be back in love again.
I was just about to say, they're already arguing like an old married couple.
I will never get the fetish writers have for this whole thing. Hey, I spent this whole movie establishing this romance, but I'm gonna split them up in the middle so we can do the song and dance over again.
Yeah, come on, man, concentrate.
Okay, Chris Pratt's character immediately gets that from me. What could go wrong? Like, yeah, we pretty much know at this point that we might as well get the checklist. Damn.
Okay, so when did Owen turn into House?
I wonder.
I mean, did Universal made House 2? I mean, granted it was over for like 6 years by this point, but did they get a script mixed up with the one for this movie, and Owen had House's lines, but yet they just left it like that?
I don't know. Well, that's it for Chris Pratt, I guess, guys. He totally won't be coming along for the venture eventually.
I mean, it's not like he's on the posters.
Oh my god, he's literally watching a video of him bonding with the velociraptors.
In case Chris Pratt needs a reminder.
Aw, aren't they cute, Roy?
Yes, they are, actually.
Yeah.
They probably get a little less cute as they get older, though.
Yeah. But they still love him. Well, they did love him anyway. Then the Indominus killed most of them. That was a bit sad.
So yeah. Oh, by the way, do you recognise the young lad there? That's Justice Smith, and he was a Detective Pikachu the following year.
Oh yeah.
And yes, Chris Pratt's coming because he watched the video and was reminded.
Justice Smith, yeah. So, yeah, he was literally the lead, well, co-lead, I guess, of Detective Pikachu.
Oh, and Jova, Bryce Dallas Howard, along with Justice Smith and Daniela Pineda's character, they formed a new group,
Oh, boy.
the Dinosaur Protection Group.
Why don't we just call them what they really are? The Menu.
The what?
The Menu.
The Menu.
Seriously, I'm willing to bet that by the end of the movie, at best, Bryce Dallas Howard and Chris Pratt will be the only ones left alive. Maybe if we're lucky, Justice Smith might also survive too.
Well, I mean the decent aunt character died in the previous movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of people thought it was gratuitous, but I thought it was a very effective way to demonstrate that, just because you're not an arsehole doesn't mean you can't die in the movie.
And to give it credit, that was a pretty awesome death. Being carried away by a pterodactyl only to get double chomped by the Mosasaurus.
Yeah, you see, Jova, British English. That's how you should be saying it, Bath.
Of course.
She called it the Queen's English, though.
I found it rather dashing, Father. Why do I get the feeling they're hinting at something with that?
They kind of are. And also, okay, one little issue I have with the movie, they already did the nostalgia load in the previous one, and yet they're still doing it here.
Oh boy. Yeah, I can see why that may be a bit of an issue here. Like, Jurassic World was one that definitely earned its nostalgia. I mean,
it had been 14 years since the previous movie at that point.
Now, granted, I do hope that Rexy at least gets decent screen time in this movie.
So yeah, Jurassic World itself has seen better days.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, it was completely destroyed by the end of the last movie, so...
Yeah. So, in terms of J.A. Bayona's other movies, he previously helmed The Orphanage, The Impossible, and A Monster Calls, and he also directed episodes of Penny Dreadful and the upcoming Lord of the Rings Amazon show.
Okay, so were those movies any good?
I've heard a lot of praise for A Monster Calls. I'm not sure about the other two. I mean, Monster Calls wasn't it was a critical success, but not a financial one, and I guess Universal still trusted. I guess Universal heard how good the movie was, so they trusted him with this one.
Uh-huh.
I mean, this had a much higher budget compared to the other ones, because in all the other ones, The Orphanage was like 4 million, and The Impossible was like 45, and the same goes, well, a bit to a lesser extent with A Monster Calls. This movie cost $170 million.
Get it? Justice Smith's character isn't good with the outdoors. Bets on how long he'll last. Yes, because we would totally kill Rexy off screen, movie.
Don't worry, they don't do that.
It's just
he's just in the denial stage.
Yeah. I mean, okay, I get it, Sometimes, you gotta go through some of the usual bits here and there. I feel like this movie sometimes has a tendency for going for a little too much of the obvious denials here. Like them saying, oh, what could go wrong? Or there's no way something down here is alive. It's like, I mean, I don't know. It feels like in Jurassic World, it felt like people were a lot more savvy about this stuff. Like I said, literally the only reason things went wrong in World was because of the Indominus, which, not all the park even knew about, so it wasn't all their fault. Here, kind of feels like we're going back to, like, Jurassic Park 2 levels of, oh, hey, this totally couldn't go wrong. Wait, it went wrong? Gasp shock.
I don't know if they've said already. If they did, I don't remember. But how long has it been since World?
3 years.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Wait. So this movie is taking place in 28. Oh, that's right. This movie came out in 2018. So yeah. Basically, it's apparently real time in the sense that, Jurassic World occurred in 2015 when the movie came out, and this movie is taking place in 2018 when this movie came out.
Uh-huh.
Hey, I remember this from the first Jurassic Park movie. With the whole Brachiosaurus entrance.
Yeah, sure. Very, very, very beautiful.
I guess the effects look nice, but the lighting... I don't know. In the first Jurassic Park, the setup to the Brachiosaurus was pretty great here. Here in this movie, it kind of felt just like an obvious nostalgia grab there. It's like, hey, there's our Brachiosaurus. Okay, moving on. I don't know. Am I nitpicking?
It's the same issue the Disney Star Wars films suffer from. I mean, at best in the prequels, they kept it to a minimum.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think, Shirai?
I mean, I'm fine with it so far. I do get what you mean, but
I guess it's nothing too egregious, though. Like, it's a nice enough shot.
yeah, it hasn't been, shoving nostalgia down our throats too much yet.
Yeah.
There's a lot that should be dead by now, it seems, in this movie.
I know, right? Maybe the conclusion is that we're not as good researchers as we thought.
Well, they'll all be dead by the end, I don't know.
How nice!
Yeah, but you're still just one human being.
Oh boy, she's the spunky girl, I see.
Yeah, again, it's been a while since I've seen the movie, but I reckon she's gonna die first.
I mean, kind of a dick reaction. The man's a trained soldier, and he was suggesting that things could get messed up out there. At the very least...
And he's not wrong, really.
Yeah, like, at the very least, a simple no thanks could have sufficed.
So, oh yeah, I found a Rotten Tomato, so not Rotten, sorry, TV Tropes quote I can use regarding reactions towards this movie.
Uh-huh.
And I will read it out loud now. Contested sequel. Although critics consider the film to be a downgrade from the first Jurassic World, fans are more split. For some, it's an unworthy sequel with a disjointed plot, lack of self-awareness, immersion-breaking scientific inaccuracies, and subplots about stuff I won't spoil here that go nowhere. For others, it's an adequate or even improved follow-up with better effects, more emotional depth, a gothic horror feel that differentiates it from the other sequels, and the willingness to break status quo by... Again, I won't go into it.
Interesting.
Although I'll disagree with the whole scientific inaccuracies bit. I mean, those have been a thing since the first movie. If people's immersion wasn't broken back then.
Hey, Blue.
Oh, blues? Oh. Well, it's not growing that much.
Bit out of practice.
Come on, Blue. Just be calm so Owen can do his...
And trailer shot.
And yeah, wow, what a surprise. The soldiers fire when they're not told to fire. Okay, they're not soldiers exactly, but still.
Oh, snap. No! Don't you see? Don't shoot her as opposed to in the first movie.
I said don't shoot her, you moron!
Sorry, sir, I thought you were quoting the first movie and... Uh-oh. Were they here for an ulterior motive?
I mean, they're the military. Of course they were.
He just blows him over.
It seems to be just a tranquilizer.
I don't think those are tranquilizers.
No, those aren't.
Huh, that actually worked.
Oh. Okay, now it's all free. If something dies, you die at the same time.
So, what a shock. The people wanting to help the dinosaurs have an ulterior motive to helping the dinosaurs.
So yeah, Wheatley in this movie is played, by Ted Levine.
Ah, Ted Levine.
Who in the past was in, the first Fast and Furious movie, funnily enough.
Huh, how neat.
Among others.
That's a good question. Why are you here, Justice Smith?
To be an assistant. But oh dear, the volcano's getting worse.
Oh, and what a shock! Eli Mills was behind this. Oh, you can tell he's a jerk because he yells at the little girl.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be what's good if you're not there to give him the dinosaur, is it?
Yeah. Owen, wake up! I give you the kiss of life.
Or the lick of life.
For us dinosaurs, licking and kissing are simultaneous.
You really stepped on it there.
He's still a bit paralyzed, isn't he?
Yeah, and yeah, okay. I think this is what some people. I think this is what people are complaining about.
Yeah, he'd be toast being that close to magma.
Maybe this magma is different.
Of course.
It's magic magma, don't you know?
I mean, if you want to shoot a scene like that, maybe have the magma be farther away at least.
Yeah, again, I'm not gonna blame J.A. Bayona too much because from what I'm understanding, he was pretty much a director for hire on this movie.
Ah. Here's my stance on, necessary stupidity for the plot here. If it's, say, Jurassic Park 1 or Jurassic World levels of necessary stupidity, then by all means, if anything, a lot of that stupidity is more ignorance on people's parts, or obviously a more evil faction are at work here, causing stuff to go wrong. Whereas, with the stupidity of, say, something like 2, or, God help me, Jurassic Park, I'ma yell in a megaphone free. That's just moronic. Oh, snap. Hello, new dinosaur.
Is this dinosaur a carnivore?
Looks like it. Also, apparently one that can have magma dropped on its head and not immediately die. So, what is this, a Baronix?
I don't know. I'm not a dinosaur expert.
It looks a bit like a Baronix.
Come on, my father. Oh wait, he's not my father in this movie.
Oh.
Oh, crud.
Climb. Climb. Don't look back. Climb.
Climb like your life depends on it, because it probably does.
Oh.
Oh. Ow.
Hey, weren't you supposed to be saving me? Now I'm probably gonna die down here with the magma.
Oh, you were trying to eat us.
It's all part of nature, honey. Besides, Rexy helped you, and yet you don't seem to be trying to leave her behind to die.
Oh.
Yeah, we already get the fact that we should run.
Stampede!
Ew.
Oh, I do believe we're about to get a trailer shot.
Well, a poster shot even. But yeah, volcano's still going
Yeah.
off. Don't worry. How about you use the ball thing there?
I guess it's hard to climb in at the moment. Oh. Okay, now it's not.
They are doing.
Oh, snap. A Carnotaurus. Well, well, well. Dinner in a can. But first allow me to eat this bigger prey.
Do you mind? We have bigger problems here right now. Our home's exploding.
I'll have you know I'm a hungry mother now and I've gotta eat.
But what's the point? We're all gonna die.
Well, I might as well die on a full stomach.
And yeah, now Owen can't get inside. Well, shouldn't there be like an emergency door open button?
Hey, back off! They're with me, Rexy.
However, being really, really old, he doesn't really have to say roar.
Okay, not gonna lie, that was awesome. So I guess that Carnotaurus is just down for the count now. God forbid he ride on one of their backs. Hey, watch where you're going, jackass! Wait, come to think of it, don't we have only a cliff to run over?
Yep.
Well, crap.
Do you have any better ideas?
Okay, Owen would totally be toast now, but whatever, let's just go with it.
How many of those dinosaurs can survive in the ocean?
Not quite sure a lot can swim, really.
Well, I mean, they're not going to survive much in the ocean either, so... They're probably dead either way.
And even more magma now.
Great.
Everything that...
Not to worry, Owen somehow survived.
Of course he did. I'm guessing it's one of those special guns that can still shoot underwater. What?
I don't know if I can tell you blind attention.
I think, again, like I said before, if you know something is going to be a bit tough for the audience to swallow, why would you bother putting it in your movie when you could just make it so that it was under more believable circumstances?
Well, I mean, even in Jurassic World, the first one, I don't think realism is one of Trevorrow's strengths.
Yeah, true, but at least with World, it... Oh, okay, maybe it's because World was a better movie and I didn't focus on as much the smaller details, but I don't know, in World it felt like they went for a more pragmatic approach with, you know...
See, now at least he's trying something different there.
Yeah. Against all odds, we live.
But now you gotta get up before you drown. Or get eaten.
Hey, yeah, isn't the Mosasaurus still in the water? We never hear from the Mosasaurus again, do we?
I mean, that was 3 years before.
No, but we literally saw the Mosasaurus at the opening of this movie.
I don't know. So yeah, this movie released in 2018, alongside... Okay, let me check actually. It came out in in June, I believe.
Oh, it was all a lie.
Wow, the major operation is a lie in a Jurassic Park movie.
Okay, they managed to get Rexy somehow. Oh hey,
June.
look! Oh hey, they rescued that other dinosaur that was chasing Claire and Justice.
So yeah, I wonder what they want with all these dinosaurs, I wonder. So yeah, this movie was actually the third highest grossing movie of 2018, with a worldwide gross of $1,308,467,944, only behind Black Panther and Avengers: Infinity War.
Interesting. So, if I understand correctly, the majority of this movie won't be taking place on Isla Nubla, even though that's kind of how the movie was advertised.
Well, I mean, it's exploding. I think they even advertised on the posters that stuff's going wrong. I mean, hell,
Yeah.
the tagline for the movie is "The park is gone."
Huh.
So we can excuse this then, I guess.
I guess, yeah. It's just that, I guess we were kind of led to believe that the whole movie would be getting the dinosaurs off the island, but, maybe more interesting stuff could happen off island. Also, I'm amazed no main characters, quote-unquote main characters, have died so far.
Also, don't worry. I know you didn't like that scene where I run away in heels from a T-Rex. I'm wearing boots this time.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Did you get there in time? Well, yeah, it wasn't that big of a job, so...
Oh, dear. Huh. Bye, Isle Nublar.
You better think since... Well, 25... This is the 25th anniversary since the first movie.
Wow.
Are they working on any more movies currently?
Yeah.
There's Jurassic World Dominion coming out next year. At the time of this recording, because of the COVID pandemic, it could be. I mean, they did manage. They started filming in February.
Oh, God, here
but they
we
put
go.
production on hiatus in March because of the COVID pandemic. Although they're going to restart filming. They have already restarted filming this month.
So, okay, I actually have heard about this scene. Apparently, this Brachiosaurus that we're seeing is dying, and they went out of their way to confirm that, yep, that's the same Brachiosaurus from Jurassic Park 1. Like, okay.
Continuity, I guess. And I mean, it's not like it was the most featured character in that film.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it was very iconic. It was, one of the first dinosaurs we saw in full, and I'm like, that feels needlessly dark.
It is a little bit.
Not to mention, we barely saw it in that movie.
Yeah, but no, Word of God went out of its way to state, oh, that's the Brachiosaurus from the first Jurassic Park. Feels sad.
Who said that exactly?
I forget. All I know is like, well, it's official that that's the same Brachiosaurus on the first Jurassic Park film.
So yeah, props to this movie for that was actually that quote I read earlier from TV tropes. You know, in regards to this movie being a bit controversial. So they're actually willing to break the status quo and destroy the island.
You
I
know,
think it's safe to say,
Oh, it's
even if
Toby
it,
Jones.
son of a. Oh my god, that's literally Zola.
I think
Sorry.
it's safe to say, even if it wasn't explicitly stated that that was the dinosaur from the first movie, I think with the way that scene was handled, it was heavily implied. Because I don't think it would have been that dramatic for that one specific dinosaur otherwise.
Yeah, it makes sense, you know? Isla Nubla was introduced with a Brachiosaurus, and it dies with a Brachiosaurus being the closing thing.
Oh, so they're apparently going to be selling the dinosaurs at an auction.
That'll totally go down
Surprise
well.
me.
That'll totally go down well with the government, I'm sure.
Well, there's going to be one of those secret auctions.
Uh-huh.
You know, the black market.
So the military is providing dinosaurs for auction.
No, they're not the military. I think it's some sort of
Private
like
military.
mercenaries.
But I love how he
Or just at least some private organization.
And apparently they're selling them so that they can fund future operations. Foreboding. But uh-oh. Little girl heard it. I forgot her name. Her name's Mace, I think?
It's been a while since we've
she's
seen
an
her.
important character, I swear.
I'll admit,
Also, Toby Jones, he is known for being in quite a few good movies, but he was also in
Captain America?
The Snowman.
Oh dear.
Which was also a Universal movie and came out a year before this film did.
Why do we have an obsession with making dinosaurs strictly made for killing?
Indoraptor.
Okay, so somebody must have really liked the Indominus Rex because they made a raptor based off of Indominus. Ah, Macy.
You're a child. You don't know what you're talking about. This is a trope I don't like in particular.
Shouldn't it be
Good
sweetheart?
night, my heart.
Shouldn't it be sweetheart? Why good night, my heart? Is that a saying over in Britain?
No, not really.
Not that I know of, unless
I've never heard it.
Unless she's secretly a metaphor for his human heart.
Well, from what I hear, she's a metaphor for a lot of things, but might as well not spoil what that is.
Well, from what I understand, she's a metaphor for Pedro's not liking of this movie. Can't remember what Tio said though, if you did see this film. But yeah, Blue is in bad shape.
Yeah.
I said steady pressure. But you do know dinosaur veins are different in location than, well, human one. Unless
We'll
you've been
just-
trained in that.
I guess we'll just have to hope for the best. Oh, whoops, he got blood on his face. I wonder what carnivore might be similar enough to Blue. Hey, Rexy.
Ew.
I've had better days.
Can we borrow your blood?
I want to speak with my lawyer.
But your lawyer died on the island.
Damn it. Alright, what do you need my blood for?
One of your cousins is in a bad way, and if we don't transfuse the blood, she's gonna, well, let's just say she won't make it for Jurassic World Dominion.
It's Blue again, isn't it?
How do you know?
Because she's one of the few people that you guys actually care about. Like, let's be honest, would you be going to so much trouble as to confront a potentially dangerous T-Rex for any dinosaur other than Blue? Didn't think so.
Don't worry, Bryce. I'm sure she's sleeping.
I guess Rexy is getting more screen time in this movie than the previous one, I guess.
Let me check. How long is this movie compared, in terms of length? How long is this compared to the other one?
Let's see. This one's
so,
2 hours.
Fallen Kingdom is 128 minutes.
Uh-huh.
And as for the first Jurassic World,
Mhm.
that was 124 minutes. So this one's actually a bit longer.
Huh. Oh dear.
But you have to be careful and make sure everyone doesn't get crushed to death. Wonder, what are those laughing men doing? And shit.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Ah.
hello there.
Okay, now...
Surprise!
I hate this surprise!
Listen, it was for a good cause.
Could cost my butt! Look at where I am now! I can barely move my ass around!
That wasn't my fault. I can't jump, I nearly got bitten off.
Don't worry, I'm sure she'll thank you for this someday? Nah, let's be quite honest, she's probably pissed. Oh god.
Meanwhile, back at the house.
With the life and times of Macy. Whatever purpose to the plot this little girl has.
You think they'd have better security than just a code that anyone could just come across and see without covering it with your hand?
Yeah.
Unless you're hoping they have poor memory and they forget code.
Well, don't you see, Dweeb? She's just a girl, and she has no right to be in a place of this.
Sir, this is 2018. I'm pretty sure anyone can just do anything at this point.
Yeah, it's like a lot of these people shouldn't be doing what they're doing. Honestly.
Yeah.
But here we are.
Huh. Well, that's convenient.
Isn't life convenient, though? Also, Apple.
Oh, God. Now we know these people are evil.
It's very nice to
Aww.
you when you do it like that.
It's like a puppy.
She's trying to
Yeah.
comfort him.
Always missing its a bark. Okay, what is it with these kinds of movies that piss some people off and their use of blood?
Wait, the use of blood pissed people off in this movie?
No, I mean it just happens to involve some sort of blood transfusion of some kind. There's this, there's Star Trek Into Darkness even.
Oh boy. Okay, from what I've seen so far, I'd say that this movie isn't quite as problematic as Star Trek Into Darkness. Although, funnily enough, the nostalgia issue is a bit similar. Though, thankfully, it's not to the level of Into Darkness, where we literally state a character whose name the audience sure get, but the characters have no reason to be all foreboding about.
Yeah, that's kind of my issue with some movies in general recently. They try and use the nostalgia card a bit too much. I think it culminated with Ready Player One, but that whole movie was basically nostalgia. But who actually remembers the plot from that film?
I'm gonna say this, I agree that the nostalgia in the new Star Wars trilogy is arguably even worse. Like, at least with Ready Player One, that was like a culmination of, oh, all these cool IPs that you would never expect to see together, so it had some coolness factor there.
You know, honestly, I get more enjoyment with that from Super Smash Brothers, if I'm honest.
Oh, definitely. Smash Brothers Ultimate.
Ready Player One's main problem is that that's literally the only bits I remember. You know, the DeLorean and Tracer of all people
Oh,
being
yeah.
in the movie.
Also, there was Sonic, the Iron Giant, and maybe Optimus Prime. Oh, Henry. Speaking of nostalgia, it's our old pal Henry Wu here. What? Boy, you know, Wu really did become an evil scientist in between 1 and 4.
Yeah, I mean, in the first movie, he was just he was just the lead scientist guy showing off. Here in the last movie and here, he's
Can we do it? Also, don't step over the red line, girlie.
and oh.
How cheeky. Wow, he literally just sent her to her room. Uh-oh. So the girl saw what is a rogue experiment, and your response is just send her to her room, keep her locked up.
Well, I mean, what else are they going to do?
Maybe they could try and explain something to her, so that she doesn't potentially rebel. Aw, how cute. They're sleeping together, Shiroi.
Yeah, I guess.
But I thought
They will be
broke it
together
up.
by the end of... Nah, they'll be together by the end of the movie. Jove is right.
Of course.
There's too much history there.
History? There's only been 2 movies.
That's enough.
I mean, hell, at least in 3, when the thing with Ellie and Sam Neill's character, I don't think they were even that together in the first movie anyway.
I think the thing was here's the thing. Originally in the book, they weren't a couple at all. The problem is that the movie apparently hinted at them being in a relationship, but then Free goes with the whole, oh no, now they're split up thing. It was kind of an unnecessary thing from the first movie, admittedly, though. But yeah, I guess at least they stuck with the whole they split apart and aren't getting back together.
Also, I do admire Michael Giacchino's restraint, because I think in the previous movie, I think he kind of creamed his pants a bit too early at the chance of using the Jurassic Park theme, whereas here it hasn't played yet.
I think it played slightly, but I get what you mean. Not really, the big overdose thing. That said, though, the score for this movie is good.
Yeah, that's my thing with this movie. There are improvements from the previous movie, but there are also steps backwards.
I can definitely get that. Now, okay, the dinosaurs... the dinosaurs I'd say look good. Granted, I was never one who really ragged on the effects from World. As far as I'm concerned, they looked fine in World, but I guess, they look fine here. It's hard for me to say if they look better or not. But yeah, I definitely see what you mean with, with this movie kind of being about 2 steps forward, 3 steps back occasionally. Oh, shocking! You are just asking for me to eat you when I get out of here.
Here, have a pet animal.
Fine, but I won't enjoy it. Okay, I lied.
It looks like you're enjoying it.
Okay, I lied. It was delicious. Still, though, you can't keep me in here forever! Seriously, haven't you seen any of the previous movies? You literally can't keep me in here forever.
Don't even know why you try at this point. Oh, no need to shout.
But why don't you do it then?
If you haven't noticed, I'm bedridden, and also it's good karma for you.
But I could just call anybody and just pretend it's the police.
Now, I'm sure that you will follow my instructions and do the right thing.
If you're bedridden, why is your phone over the other side of your room?
That is a good question.
Oh.
Oh, crap.
Murder? Yeah, murder.
Yep.
He literally smothered him with a pillow. In a movie about...
I mean, what else
pick up your own phone.
Well, I mean, what did you think he was gonna do?
I guess he expected him to do the honorable
I'm sorry,
thing.
you exposed my plan. I'm just gonna turn myself in.
Yeah, okay, I get being stupid, but come on, dude.
Well, crap.
Well, at least they didn't kill us on sight.
Those are very nice books.
Yes.
Oh, stupid.
Huh. Ooh, that's a low blow. Okay, now to be fair in Owen's case, he was literally trying to be a decent guy. You can't really pin that one on him.
Like, he was misguided, but he genuinely loved these creatures, basically.
How cute. You're the parents of a new world. It's almost like even the plot itself is saying, yeah, you two are so getting back together.
I mean, it was his fault for going that close.
Yeah. So shoot them? Dispose of the bodies?
That would be the smart thing to do.
It'll be okay. They are gonna rebel.
I mean, he literally just said, as far as anyone's
And also,
concerned,
you left the key in the door.
Which was stupid.
But don't you see, she's just a little girl. She can't do anything.
We're kind of getting to the point where characters are being a bit too stupid to make this work.
Yeah, like I said, there's a spectrum with Jurassic Park stupidity. There's 1 and 4 on the necessary bout of stupidity. Then there's 2 and 3 at the bouts of, okay, you're way too dumb to live.
Like, at the beginning, the stupidity was just general, we need the plot to move forward kind of stupidity, but this is the kind of plot moving forward stupidity that's just... no.
Yeah, like, this is like stars have to align kind of.
In fact, that'll be Shiori's
heroes.
quote for the movie. No, Shiori 2018.
There are 2 different kinds of plot moving forward stupid, but
Wow.
this is the bad one.
They're literally selling these dinosaurs potentially to a Russian arms dealer. Holy cow.
Well, not just that, it's going to be a flat-out auction.
Why does it feel like this is turning into a James Bond flick?
A James Bond film with dinosaurs. Nah, people complained when Bond went to space. Could you imagine how people would complain with dinosaurs?
Also, this useless little girl seems to be pretty flipping useful. Yes, Lockwood didn't seem as well when I last saw him.
So...
Honey, Grandpa's sleeping right now.
And I don't think he's going to wake up. You could check the screen behind you. Oh, now you check.
Clever using the dumb waiter. Yes, what a tragedy indeed.
Yeah. Sir, what's this pillow I see right here?
Of course you are. Uh-oh, but what's this? Macy was supposedly along with her nanny when her nanny was young?
I look so sad about this whole situation.
Yes, it was a horrible tragedy and all.
Yeah, I know. Please give me my check on what his inheritance. And...
Clever girl.
Is it clever girl or stupid man, though? Probably should have said that with that scene in the first movie, actually.
I seriously can't believe it. You literally could have just shot and killed them. What do you people gain from leaving these people alive?
Because I want to shout to the world, hey, I've got Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard locked in my house.
Like, you know, it kind of doesn't help that Mills literally stated that as far as the rest of the world knows, they're dead. Like, you kind of make it more obvious to the audience that you literally could have killed them. Oh, let me guess the whole, we need to blame ourselves for this. Of course they'll be later. The fact that they left you alive long enough.
Your one mistake was leaving me alive.
Oh boy. Apache.
Right, get on. Just a few more times. Okay, so now we've got Dinosaur eBay.
This is the dodgiest auction house I've ever seen.
I'll say.
Also, yeah, Jova, how would you rate this guy's American accent?
It's he's doing that British trick of hiding the Britishness under, like, you know, a very wacky American accent. Sort of like what Hans Gruber tried to do in Die Hard, except, you know, in Die Hard it was a plot point.
Also, they're selling the dinosaurs remarkably cheap.
Yeah, that is very cheap considering what we're dealing with here. I mean, maybe it's because they're not exactly natural.
Maybe. Well, I mean, this is the first dinosaur, so.
I mean, they are clones technically.
Seriously though, considering
Maybe that bumps the price down.
Considering, you know.
Yeah, sorry, clone, not paying full price.
Of course. Oh,
You were saying, Jova?
Okay. So it's an Allosaurus. That's what it is. I thought that dinosaur looked familiar. But yeah, you're telling me that, you know, you'd only go for them in the millions, considering how remarkable these things are?
Well, I mean, to be fair, for these next few dinosaurs, I kind of fast forward for how much they're sold for. Plus, I can't make out the price. Oh, there we are. Wow, that's less than this film's budget.
Huh.
You know, I could have bought one of those dinosaurs if I won the lottery.
Yeah. Well done.
And oh, there we are.
Oh, good
I guess that's
job.
one way to break out of prison.
Yeah.
And also, it got bored and it's just walking off.
Hi, I was just waiting out here for you. You were just waiting to run off, I guess?
I wanted to see what was going on. We're not guards.
You ran away from me before.
Come on, with the good guys, you can trust us.
Yeah. I'm afraid he's gone to the world beyond.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really know our way around here very well. Well, Owen doesn't, at least.
And they all need to get out of here, so.
Yeah. Oh boy, halftime.
And we're just gonna bring it right in here.
I'm sorry.
Well, it's caged up, so...
Are you implying that T-Rex was not one of the more dangerous? Just saying that.
No, this is the new one that we created.
Just saying, Rexy did kick in Dominus's butt. Well, her along with Blue, but I digress. That is the main draw of this movie, Claire.
Even though the T-Rex is on the logo of this movie, like the other ones, except
Yeah.
3.
Now, I don't know if the movie states it, but Word of God says that this one's actually male, apparently. Dun dun dun! Okay, at least they had the common sense to, you know...
We'll put it in a cage.
Thank God we have this strong cage that it can no way get out of.
But we haven't started the bidding on it yet, sir.
Gee, maybe showing something at an auction that you were planning to sell. Oh God, they're actually gonna go through with selling it.
Yeah, I mean, these are, again, these are really... I'm pretty sure, even those on the rich rankings could buy these dinosaurs for that price.
Just 28 million? Again, that's barely a fraction of the budget for
But
this
it's
movie.
unstable and very dangerous. This is a bad idea.
That's true.
Hell, the guy even told you, they're even telling you, it's a prototype, it's not done yet.
Like,
If you
Yeah,
die,
what
it's
is-
your fault at this point.
pretty
Well,
much. Yeah.
Sherry, again, Sherry, that sums up the whole series. If you die, it's your fault.
I mean, again, in World, it made more sense that they were making the Indominus. You know, they literally wanted to create a new dinosaur to attract newcomers to the park because people were surprisingly getting bored with dinosaurs. So,
It just went wrong.
yeah, whereas this is something that they are literally engineering for this, and they should know better.
Ah.
Don't worry, this is all part of the show.
What, getting caught?
Oh yeah, that's right, Owen can fight. Oh no! Heart-trained security personnel are being taken out by Chris Pratt! Code Red! Code Red!
Come on, he's just one man.
But he's Star-Lord!
Who?
Oh, right, yeah, that's in the movies. Whoop!
Yeah. He gets yeeted onto the chair. But weren't you just trying to sell it a minute ago?
Change the plans, okay?
Besides, there's no one around to buy it right now, so...
Yeah. Jeez, like, I knew Owen was capable, but I don't recall him being a freaking vigilante with these fighting skills before.
Don't worry, it's in the cage.
Why did he rip those wires out? What did that accomplish?
I love wire ripping.
It's just a compulsion. He just has to rip out every wire he sees.
I guess.
Stop, don't come back.
He still wants his bonus, damn it.
Okay. Yeah, you could just use all of them and it won't work. Oh.
Okay, then. Wait, what is he doing? What is he doing? What are you doing? Why are you going in there, you moron?
But the dinosaur's knocked out.
Yeah, and it looks like you're about to be locked in with it too. No, seriously, why is he doing this? Oh, right, he likes to collect teeth, apparently.
For his necklace.
Interesting hobby.
Ah,
Wow, I love how
tricked you.
he's literally doing a pantomime with him.
You are one dumb person.
In hindsight, yeah, I am.
Off goes your arm.
He's literally crying.
I mean, this isn't exactly the most pleasant situation.
So now the Indoraptor is literally free just because this guy wanted to collect teeth off the dinosaur.
You know when you get in an elevator, you have to press the button.
Lady, why did you scream?
You knew it was there.
Good God.
Oh.
I swear the dolls move slightly faster at the end there.
Huh.
Ah.
Oh snap, he's smart enough to open elevator doors!
Well, he broke the,
It's too powerful.
Well, Zola's
And
dead
so-
again.
And Toby Jones is dead. Well, his
They're all
character is.
dead.
Yes, thank you for shipping them again, movie. Little callback to Jeff Goldblum's line from the first
Also, she's
movie.
not a dog. Jesus.
Oh? Maybe she is a dog? What? Oh my god.
The $6 billion daughter. Oh,
Timing! So, if I understand correctly,
She's a clone of his daughter.
And let me guess, she was made in a similar process to the dinosaurs, wasn't she?
gee, I wonder how you're gonna guess that.
Well, you know, that constant shot to the whole mosquito in amber thing on Lockwood's cane.
Do you know how people reacted to that particular twist?
Not well.
Ah, okay.
I know Pedro didn't like it.
Oh, hey!
Right.
Oh, hey, Justice Smith. You're still in this movie.
And it needs yours.
Okay, you two have managed to survive way longer than expected. I'll give you props. Keep being smarter than everyone else, and maybe you might make it to the end.
Are you sure you're not the protagonists?
Dun dun dun! Surprise reveal! Even though we could already see his face. Well, cried. Well, there's Henry Wu knocked out.
You know, I don't like people with beards like yours.
Well, I'd say go for a better preference.
Oh.
Man, if this movie has taught us one thing, it's that Velociraptor tails are incredibly powerful.
Yeah, who needs guns? You can just use the tail and bam.
Yeah. Uh-oh, flammable gas. Time to go. Oh yeah, run away from the explosion. And I do believe that means the cells will be opening.
Was that a failsafe? And of course it's fun. Ah.
Oh boy. I see someone's enjoying his meal. Maybe if we're quiet, he won't hear us obviously pantomiming around him. Though come to think of it, he has an enhanced smell and tracking. Shouldn't he be able to catch us?
You know, you really should turn off your walkie-talkies. They seem to backfire on you more often than not.
In our defense, that wasn't our walkie-talkie.
Still, though, come on.
Yeah, we're not exactly the smartest. Aha! But we can still hide incredibly quickly.
You know, for not being trained athletes, you sure are great hiders. Don't make a sound or you'll hear us.
How can he not smell us?
Maybe it's not a smelling dinosaur?
I guess, but didn't we have that whole introduction to him that was hyping up how badass a predator this guy was?
They forgot to include the spelling bit.
I guess him being a prototype means he's all
Lighting
faulty.
control system. I mean, I guess that's one way to stop it.
Oh.
Slow it down.
So, of course. So basically now there's a bout of toxic waste now seeping into the cages. Which
And it could
means...
end up killing all the dinosaurs.
just like Isla Nubla. So let me guess. Once again, we come at a crossroads on whether or not we should let them live or not. Even though I'll admit the whole whether or not we should let them live kind of fell off the plot of the movie now that I think about it.
Yeah, it's like Jeff Goldblum brought it up for a bit, and then they did carry it on for a little bit after that, but then just kind of drop off.
Oh, hey, the Carnotaurus is still alive.
It kind of turned into just we need to stop these greedy assholes kind of movie.
Yeah.
Which I don't mind personally, but yeah, the other plot kind of did just fall off a bit.
I think here's a good question. What was the... Okay, aside from, making an excuse for, a private sector to be the one picking up the dinosaurs, what purpose did the whole question of whether or not we should let the dinosaurs survive plotline did that serve to the movie?
That's why we're going to reboot the system.
So it didn't really serve much in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not over yet. We've still got, 27 odd minutes left of the movie.
Uh-huh.
But,
Oh my god, he was literally waiting for us in the glass display!
Told you I didn't need it. I didn't need smell.
They're getting a little too smart.
Has anyone told you that you have a sadistic sense of humor, Indoraptor? And now he decides he wants to go after the smaller prey.
Don't they share blood, almost?
Yes, they technically do. Maybe that's why he's going after her? I feel like there's a metaphor for this. Oh wait, I got it. Hey Dwibs, to quote Gemini Man, he's the mirror that she doesn't want to look into.
Oh, yeah, I mean, one's a dinosaur.
Who is trying to eat her? Or do something with her? Oh god.
I do not believe he couldn't break through that.
Yeah, seriously, what's that wood made out of?
Strong wood.
Is this where you were talking to me earlier, Dibs, about suspension of disbelief with this movie?
Oh,
I didn't remember that scene specifically, but I
guys,
have seen it. Yeah.
guys, look, that couple that totally wasn't getting back together got back together with a romantic kiss and everything.
Because like I'm not too put off by the whole cloning the child thing because that's not entirely out of the realm of possibility. I'm not as miffed as I suppose.
We cloned sheep.
Yeah.
I'm not as miffed as others would be, but like that, like he would have easily been able to break through that.
I'll admit, I'm not too put off by the whole clone daughter thing here. I mean, okay, I can see why some people who are fans of Jurassic Park may be a bit put off by it and see it maybe as jumping the shark. But honestly, yeah, it's not the worst thing.
I don't hate it. I don't love it. It's just kind of whatever to me.
Yeah.
I don't think it doesn't make sense. I think it's more of a case of was it even necessary?
That I agree with. Like, I mean, it does technically make sense, but yeah, you have to ask yourself, did we really need to do this for the plot's sake? Like, okay, here's a question. Does her being a sort of human dino hybrid clone thing factor into the plot at all, aside from just
Not
that
really.
one surprise?
Yes, actually.
Really?
Oh. All right, then. We'll hold off on that one, then.
Like I said, it's like, remember, guys, the film's not over yet.
All right.
Okay. Also, another trailer shot. Yes, honey, hide in your bed from the killer raptor.
Yeah, that's gonna work.
Oh,
if you close your eyes, it doesn't exist. It can open windows?
Yep. So he can open elevator doors and windows. Okay.
Well, I mean, they did breed the dinosaur to be a more efficient killer.
And apparently a very snarky one who likes to play around with his prey, too.
I was gonna say, efficient. It's pretty much calculating at this point.
Seriously. All that... Honestly,
I mean, what next in Jurassic World Dominion? They're going to have a dinosaur who can talk.
Honestly, sure, why not? Hell, at this rate, why not make a dinosaur
like Planet of the Apes kind of thing?
Hell, why not make a dinosaur a Bond villain at this point? Look at this. He's literally...
Well, Jova Universal are releasing the next Bond movie.
Of course, Owen comes in just in time to save her. Wait, really? No. He's got to be playing him. There's no way it was that easy. Ha! Cute. He steps on the dinosaur toys.
And he's got no ammo left.
You know,
I think those were tranquilizer darts still. I don't think...
Hey,
It's
Blue!
too dark to see, to be honest. Oh no, is Blue gonna die?
That would suck. But hey, it's a one-on-one fight between Blue and the Indoraptor. Oh, get it? It's like a miniature fight of Rexy versus the Indominus Rex.
Rexydonimus.
Hey, back off! That guy's with me!
Let's just hope you don't get interrupted. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that.
It's like a set piece out of a video game.
Uncharted specifically, because I'm pretty sure those kind of things have that series all the time.
Oh god, he's climbing the ladder after them. What can't this Indoraptor do?
Talk.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, again, in Dominion, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a dinosaur. Talk.
Oh, yeah, you're a bit heavy for the glass, dude.
Okay, you caught me at an impasse.
And you caught us at one too. God damn it, Macy.
You know, for being sort of related to me, she's kind of useless.
Kind of.
I hate it when metal things clang together.
Exactly what I'm counting on.
So, who's gonna die first?
If any luck, it'll be... me?
Yeah, turns out I hate you.
Wow,
Yep.
rude.
Okay, well, actually, well, to be fair, they did establish this earlier.
Yeah.
Oh. How's that for a smart move?
It nearly killed you, though. Aha! But did you see this coming? I can climb!
Damn it. We forgot he can climb.
Who do you think I am? The Daleks? Oh, wait, no, wait, they can climb now, too. Never mind.
Hey! You forgot about me! Together in death!
This has been a bad day.
Actually, no, you'll just die. Impaled by Triceratops horns. That was kind of anticlimactic, but I'll take the W. So, this nigh unstoppable killer was stopped by being impaled by a Triceratops skull.
It's like in Alone in the Dark, where that guy who got shot multiple times, yet he was alive, and yet he gets stabbed through the heart and dies.
Huh.
Colin, Derek, Alone in the Dark is not the movie you want to be taking inspiration from, just saying.
I mean, compared to like the
I know I should be saying Bayona too, but I'm pretty sure he was just a director for hire.
Not gonna lie, but compared to the Indominus Rex, who was taken down by both Rexy and Blue, and then chowed down, dragged, kicking and screaming by the Mosasaurus, the Indoraptor stuff kind of feels a bit anticlimactic. What do you think, Shiroi?
It is pretty anticlimactic, all things considered.
I mean, they hyped up this badass apex predator. Well, we have bad news. His weakness is spikes.
But what do? The dinosaurs are dying, and remember the start of the movie.
Oh, yeah,
All
so
die.
I guess now we're kind of bringing it back? Wow, no hesitation whatsoever, I see. Finally! I'm free! Rexy is free, you hear me?
I still think we should leave the gas area, though.
Okay, we probably should. Truce, herbivores. So, yeah, she pretty much did it without hesitation, so...
Yeah, but that door there's still locked.
Well, I mean, at this rate, it would be inhumane to leave them all crowded together.
But can she do it?
Oh, noes. Will they let the dinosaurs out, I wonder? Oh. Huh. And so they're left.
It's getting stuffy in here.
Getting a bit hard to breathe.
Oh.
Ah? Oh. Was that the whole reason we had the whole human dino hybrid clone thing?
Because she could relate to them, I guess. Yeah, okay. Now I can explain another thing about this movie that's unique. Because Maisie released all the dinosaurs, some critics painted her as a sociopath, or in other opinions, the true villain of the movie. By
She's
releasing
a
the dinosaurs
child.
into the wild.
Okay, to her credit, she's gone through a very traumatic night. So, okay. While I do feel like the whole human clone thing is a bit silly here, I can see why she would do it in the moment, very much so.
You know, technically they're family of sorts.
Yeah.
Okay,
You could also
I'll
call
read
it
the...
childhood ignorance, but I guess she kind of has more of a heart for them than the others would. The decision was probably a bit easier for her. But yeah, go ahead, Woods.
Yeah, according to TV tropes, never live it down. Maisie freeing the dinosaurs to save their lives, and also the other guy got squished by a car, has caused critics to paint her as a completely sociopathic individual or the true villain of the movie. While there's no denying she made a questionable choice that put countless lives in danger, she didn't do it with any malicious intent, but out of a genuine, albeit misguided desire to save those she sympathized with. But no, the greedy, self-serving millionaires who build on exotic animals on the black
Surprise,
market
bitch!
are clearly less evil and vile in comparison.
It seems like the people who were criticizing it don't really know what sociopathy actually is.
Mine. Well,
So apparently, some critics think that a child doing a childish thing is more evil than villains putting dinosaurs on the black market. I'm not sure what their priorities are exactly.
okay.
And also releasing a prototype up for auction to the hands of people who have no idea what the fuck
but
they're
no.
doing.
Yeah.
But no, the 10-year-old child is clearly more evil.
Honestly, look, her action there was not sociopathic. If anything, it was empathetic because she is technically like them. Don't get me wrong, it probably was not the smartest thing to do, but given her the circumstances, I can let it... Okay, if I were there, I'd probably be yelling at her, mind you, but for the sake of story here, I can sort of get where she's coming from, especially considering how she had a lot to unpack that day.
Yeah, she's just been told that she's not technically, born, and
Yeah.
she's just a clone.
Oh, and a funny story, Jova. Apparently, on the tie-in website for this movie that has the dinosaur protection group there, apparently the Spinosaurus is extinct.
Huh. Good.
Also, her, who she thought was her grandfather had been murdered that day.
That
so,
too.
Kid's kind of stressed.
I mean, as far as she was concerned, the dinosaurs are the only family she's got left.
There was nothing sociopathic about her actions whatsoever.
Yeah. Now, at the end of the day, we should probably ask ourselves this. Did the movie need to be put into a place where this sort of decision was made, though? Like...
Oh, Jeff Goldblum's back.
Oh, yeah.
Although it's clear now why her being a clone is relevant to this plot, because it was why this decision was made.
Yeah.
I can see why this movie is quite... I don't really hate any of this, but I can see why this movie is a contentious point.
Okay, now yeah, this movie definitely does go outside the norm here and there, but it does feel like, whereas Jurassic World was, sure, you could argue Jurassic World was more safe, but I'd still say Jurassic World was overall more fun, whereas here they bring up these hard decisions which, well, kind of do ruin with kind of a suspension of disbelief in a plot like, that of Jurassic World.
Also, for what it's worth, Jeff Goldblum wasn't entirely too happy with not being in the movie that much either.
Oh, hey, it's the Mosasaurus! Where were you the entire movie? Hi, I'm just here to establish my dominance at the end of the movie. So, I hear they call you king of the animals. Well, have you know, I'm the queen now.
So you're my wife then?
Oh God, how are we going to make this work?
She'll be a widow soon enough. It's fine.
I'm like 10 times the size of you, Mr. King of the Jungle. Ha! Welcome to Jurassic World.
So roll credits, kind of, yes.
I
Yeah,
guess.
we didn't call it the Fallen Kingdom. Though.
So dinosaurs are just now roaming free, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, Ian seems relatively okay with it, all things considered.
Well, I mean, he did say at the beginning of that speech here, he's like, we keep making the same mistakes over and over.
But that's the thing, it's like, well, at the start of the movie, he was like, oh, they need to die, and now he's like, well, okay, might as well deal with it.
Are there any credit sequences?
No. Oh, there's one of the Jurassic Park theme songs again.
Oh, yes.
Chino for at least holding back.
Based on the characters created by Michael Crichton, yeah, I guess if you count Ian Malcolm, seeing as how Michael Crichton wrote, like, books 1 and 2, and, you know. Yeah. Okay, so is there an after credit scene, Dwibs?
Let me check to be sure. I doubt it, but
Now, I will give the movie this. Once again, they did give Rexy the win by being...
No, there are no post-credit scenes.
Okay.
I will say this. I did like how they faked this out again with, you know, Mills. Like, it seems like he's gonna survive. Then you think the Carnotaurus is gonna get him, but nope, it's Rexy who gets him, and then she and the Carnotaurus split him halfway, just like the dinosaurs in the first 2 movies did. Also, I'm surprised that Justice Smith and Glasses Girl survived. So,
well, apparently, you're the nanny character.
oh yeah, what about her?
Apparently, in a deleted scene, she got killed by Indo, but since it wasn't in the movie,
She just falls off the plot.
well, the bad guy fired her.
So maybe she survived? Yeah, that's the thing about this movie. A lot of characters or subplots kind of just come and go.
Also, don't let James Cromwell and Bryce Dallas Howard near each other. You're only going to end up causing contentious movies. This Spider-Man 3, it's unintentional on their part, obviously, but still. So anyway, that was Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom.
Sure, how about... Oh, actually, I was going to suggest, sure, I go first since, you know, newcomer.
Well,
but...
I have to be quiet because it's...
Yeah, it's because it's pretty late when me and Dwibs are. Like, let him go first. So.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think this is the best Jurassic Park movie, I'll say that much. But I don't think it's the worst either. I mean, it's not as dull as 2 or as aggravating as 3.
Yeah, true.
I mean, this movie has its own problems, sure. The complete jumps in character logic, the whole releasing the dinosaurs thing at the end, because that's not going to backfire and kill everyone.
Okay, like, from a story...
Well, that's what the Minion's going to be for.
Okay, don't get me wrong. From a franchise story point, saving the dinosaurs, I feel, is a really cool move. But I can see how it could be seen as a dumb move. Like, let me put it like this. Maybe have it be, like, through a different bout of circumstances, the dinosaurs are let to roam free. As opposed to it being, you know, the 0-hour decision of the movie. I'll go more into it in my final thoughts.
I thought J.A. Bayona's direction was very good, actually.
Definitely.
I mean, this was his first big budget movie, and yeah, I think he did a very good job, especially considering I think he was just a director for hire. Colin Trevorrow and Derek Connolly's script, though. Yeah, I think Trevor is a better director than he is a writer. I'll say that much. And as for Derek Connolly, well, I mean, he did co-write Detective Pikachu, and I did like that movie. So, maybe he's just better at writing rats than either dinosaurs or space battles.
So how would you
guess.
rank this among the Jurassic Park films?
I'd rank this the third.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, like I said before, I don't hate this as much as, say, 2 or especially 3.
Oh god,
I mean, it's not
no.
all that great either. Although Michael Giacchino's music was good too. I'll get that out of the way as well, and the acting was fine. But yeah, that's it. Fallen Kingdom is it's fine. There are some enjoyables, but it's got a lot of issues. Anyway, that's it. I'm done. Oh, and apparently look forward to Derek Connolly is apparently writing the script for a Metal Gear movie.
All right, sure.
All right, pretty much what we've said. It's just this movie's just kind of there. I didn't particularly enjoy it a whole lot. I didn't really dislike any of it. There were a couple of little moments where it was just sort of like, that shouldn't have happened. Again, not being able to break through a wooden frame.
Yeah.
But some of the other decisions, like the cloning and the releasing the dinosaurs at the end, I understand why this movie is contentious, but again, like I said earlier, those kind of moments are just sort of whatever to me. I don't hate them or love them. I think what determines what, like, my opinion on those ultimately is the next movie.
Definitely.
So we'll see how it goes from there. The only thing that was really a bit weird to me was how chill everyone was about having the dinosaurs out roaming the world.
Definitely.
Like, people seemed a little too chill, like especially after the events of the first Jurassic World movie.
Yeah, I mean hell, the opening of this movie was literally about how everyone was up in arms about whether or not they should let the creatures live, considering the damage they'd done. But by the end,
that was the other problem. That whole kind of fell off, and considering the end, it probably shouldn't have fallen off.
Yeah.
The majority of the movie. But yeah, like, everybody just seemed a bit too keen to be around the dinosaurs, all things considered. That was quite iffy, but we'll wait for the next movie because, this is a storyline, so we'll see how it goes from there. This movie was all right, but I don't feel like I wasted my time here.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it. It was fine. I don't need to see it. It's one of those movies, like, I've seen it, don't really need to see it again.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. So, like, yeah, it's fine.
I get it.
But Jova, you next.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you guys in the sense that, I don't really have any regrets seeing this movie. I will say this, though. As someone who really loved Jurassic World, and see, Jurassic World is a movie I could come back to, and I would still enjoy, because Jurassic World has, it hits all the right beats here and there. And it may sound weird, despite Rexy getting more screen time in this movie, I don't know, she kind of felt a bit more gimmicky in this movie than in the previous one. I'm not saying that I hated the fact that she got more screen time, I'm just, kind of would have liked if she gotten more fight scenes, but, what you gonna do? Well, what you are gonna do is maybe try and work the script better here. Okay, I feel like I can definitely see why this movie is rather controversial. The script takes a few too many detours into outright stupid land here with how dumb the bad guys are, to the point where literally they have the perfect shot to kill them, but they just don't, for no reason. And the Indoraptor is brought up to be this amazing killer who's kind of dealt with relatively easy and can't burst through certain surfaces that he should be able to break through. That wood bit going. And again, the way he's defeated is by being impaled. Simply impaled. Kind of a shame. But, yeah. And then there's other things with the whole, are we gonna do this or that? When, as a moviegoer, you know the options these guys are gonna go for. I'm not asking for, masterfully written, but I feel like this movie was dumber than it needed to be. Granted, hey, there is an after credits scene. Pterodactyls in Las Vegas. Okay. That happened. Sorry, where was I?
You were talking about how I forgot myself now.
Basically, like I was saying, I feel like the movie takes a few options that it really doesn't need to take. And, it raises plot points that, okay, they do eventually pay off, but they drop off in the movie for so long that you forget that they were even a thing. I guess maybe you could argue Chekhov's gun? Man, I don't know. The plot feels a bit sloppy there. Now, again, I cannot deny, though, I did get some enjoyment out of this movie, though I do feel that some plot points are just way too depressing. Again, the whole Brachiosaurus gets killed. Don't get me wrong, it was effective to show the death of Isla Nubla, but man, it felt depressing to just make it be the Brachiosaurus from the same first film. That said, some of the antics with the dinosaurs were neat. The effects look good. The score was definitely well made for this movie. I guess it's really just a matter of, this feels like a movie that's meant to progress us from 4 to 6, rather than, I want to watch this over and over again. And it feels like, in order to get that plot, they suspended disbelief quite a bit. As for the biggest controversy, the whole human clone thing, ironically, that doesn't get my goat as much. Neither the whole, she releases the dinosaurs. Honestly, I understand where she's coming from. I don't see it as sociopathic. Maybe, not the brightest thing to do, but I can understand why she did it, given the story and setting. No. What I just don't care for is how contrived the writing is, and I guess I'll quote Ian Malcolm. Instead of thinking about how you should have done it, you probably should have wondered if you should have done it. It's like Shure said, I neither hate nor love those plot points, it's just, I wonder, did they even need to be there, really? I feel like there was probably a simpler way to do this plot without getting into all this controversy. And sure, maybe they wanted to push the envelope, but I can see how it feels maybe just the lightest bit of overkill here and there. Like I said, though, I had a fine time with this movie. I have no regrets seeing it. I think, like Sherry said, what'll really depend on the payoff is how good Jurassic World Dominion is. Now, if Jurassic World Dominion really is a great payoff, then sure, all the more power to this movie. If it's not, well, at least we've still got Jurassic World. I'm just praying that this doesn't end up going as south as the new Star Wars trilogy.
Which is interesting because Trevorrow and Connolly co-wrote the story for the last one.
Yeah, though how much of their original script, that's a mystery in and of itself. That said, though, so, guys, that was Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. We came, we watched, maybe didn't enjoy it as much as 4, but hey, at least it's not like the series has gone back to the days of 3 and 2.
So, now, normally this is where we'd say we'll see you for when Jurassic World Dominion comes out on Blu-ray. Except no, because the year after this film came out, Jurassic Park released on their YouTube account a short movie called Battle at Big Rock. So we'll see you for our commentary of that in the near future.
As we will. See you then.
See ya.
See ya.